Hey guys, how's it going? So I was on Instagram, and if you know me, you know Instagram is my jam. And I was scrolling through, and one of the guys that I follow is Lewis Howes. And I just love his content. He's such a great entrepreneur and motivator, inspirer. He has a great podcast called The School of Greatness, if you don't know. And as I was scrolling through my feed today, I saw that he was visiting a person in the hospital who was battling cancer, obviously, because you can tell by, like, the bald head in the hospital room, you just automatically assume it was cancer. And what he was holding in his hand was the book called The Morning Miracle, the author Hal Elrod. And so Hal Elrod wrote that book after he had been through a very bad car accident. He was pronounced dead at the scene. He had to go through like years of rehabilitation. And just like that power and that motivation and the drive he had to get through that was impressive. I'm not one that's big on reading books. I actually love to listen to them on Audible, so if you want to go and check that out, I highly recommend it. The only physical book I keep on hand is Amy Morin's 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. A friend actually gifted that to me. I've read the book a couple times, listened to it on Audible, and it's really great, and I keep that on my coffee table. Sorry, that sunlight is looking kind of funky. Anyway, I keep this, hold on, let me go close that curtain. Okay, I'm back. So, the book, I keep it on my coffee table because I want it to be a conversation starter. So when somebody comes over to my apartment or my room here, and if they're having a bad day, they might open up about it because of this book. And I love to go back and be able to reference this book, and it's like a reminder that, I have that power to be mentally strong. And anyway, so back to Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning. It talked about starting a morning routine. And when it says, like, if you don't have a morning routine, you typically start your day with resistance. Like, you hit the snooze button a couple times and you're just dragging, and then you're like rushing to get ready, and you're not really fully starting your day. So I was facing something very difficult back in 2015. That's when I was going to be moving to Tokyo, okay, the largest city in the world. I'm a country boy.
I don't do the cities, okay? I do the dirt roads, the one-way roads, you drive behind a tractor, like, can you get out the way kind of roads?
I don't do the city, okay? I don't like the crowds, the population, the not knowing anything. Where am I? So now I'm in Tokyo with the language barrier. So instead of me freezing up and being like a dorm rat or a hermit and just like not exposing myself to this city, I took the advice of this book and kind of twisted it a little bit. It said, Hal Elrod says, how you start your morning is how you will continue your day. So if you start your day out with resistance, you'll be met with resistance throughout the day. If you start your day in the morning with focus, motivation, structure, that's how you're going to meet the rest of your day. And it made sense. That's what I did in the mornings. I would get up and listen to podcasts, whether it was Chalene Johnson or Lewis Howes, or listen to the book Miracle Morning. I was always doing something, or reading this. I was always doing something that was going to start my day off on a positive note without resistance. How I twisted that was how I start my time in Japan, in Tokyo, is going to reflect or set the tone for my stay in Japan, right? So how this book affected me was, when I got here I landed on a Friday, I remember. So I got some rest, and I said, on Saturday, I am going to brave the city, and I'm just going to go out and just dive into it and submerge myself into this culture, into this city. And by doing that, I lost all those fears, because if you do what you're afraid of, you're no longer afraid of it. If you do what you're afraid of, you're no longer afraid of it. And so that's what I did. I just went out into the city. And if you ask my friend, funny story, back in 2012, I moved to Delaware, and I met a friend who wanted to go to Philly. And I was like, oh man, Philly, like this huge city, right? I'm this small town country boy from Virginia, Bible beating, Jesus squeezing. Like, all we had was churches on every corner. We didn't go to the city. We didn't go. The only thing we had open 24 hours was Walmart and ER. And I won't in any of them past midnight. So I go out to the city or we're in the car and we're going up the highway to the city, right? And it's in the evening, so it's getting a little dark. And as we're crossing one of the bridges to the right, there is a power plant. So I look over there and I go, wow, is that Philly? And my friend is like, child, no, that is not Philly. So, okay, we keep moving. And then I see this other big city, which is called Wilmington, Delaware. Maybe you know about it. I was like, oh, wow, man, you're right. Philly is big. And he's like, no, that's Wilmington. This is small. So as we're driving and we approach Philly about an hour and a half, about an hour and 15 later, from the distance, all I see is like this double-decker bridge, which I've never been on in my life before. And then I just see lights and tall buildings and this, oh my goodness. I started getting anxiety, just started getting overwhelmed. And I remember walking down the streets of Philly and like these beggars was asking, hey, you got $1? Or people just like being loud and disruptive on the street and there's just trash laying around. And it just wasn't a very inviting city. And so my anxiety took over and I didn't like the city. I was like, hey bro, you ready to go? Because I'm not feeling this. And he's like, well, we just got here. And I'm like, I know. So, long story short, I didn't want Tokyo and my 3 or 4, however long I stay here in Japan, I didn't want that moment, that anxiety, that fear of the city to be my experience in Japan. I wanted to enjoy Japan, enjoy Tokyo, because this is an opportunity that not many people get, and I'm living in Japan, okay? And I get to meet so many people from around the world, and I have, and it's been an amazing experience. And I want to tie this all back to Hal Elrod. I truly believe that his book is what gave me that confidence and that inspiration to start a morning routine. Now, to be honest with you, I fell off that morning routine. However, I still wake up well in advance to get ready for work. I give myself plenty of time to get ready for work, and I love to listen to music and take a nice shower. So, for me, that is my morning routine. I feel that I can incorporate more into that routine, and I will do that. I'm going to actually write a plan in my little notebook of what are the things that I wanted to incorporate into my morning routine that I think will help me. So, like I said, I would like to, I'm going to drop some links below to connect you to all the people that I've mentioned in this video, so you can go back and connect with them on Instagram, because that's how I connect and how I love to meet people. So if you have a morning routine, or if you've read these books, or you can recommend anything, please, I want to hear from you in the comments, because I'm always open to learn more things. I listen to Lisa Nichols religiously. I think I've listened to every minute she has on YouTube. And she recommends the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. I am planning to read that next, so maybe I can incorporate that into my morning routine. So this has been great. I'm so glad to spend time with you. I hope to make more of these YouTube videos, so feel free to connect with me on Instagram. Leave a comment of what you like most, what you want to hear about next, and if I can help you in any way, get in the DM, because it goes down in the DM.